G'day everyone, and welcome to all of our competitors here. It is your hopeless track guide coming right up from one Zach O'Reilly here at Simsational TV. This is in the Porsches 4 this round at Monza. Coming up, we've seen some quick times on the practice server already, but in saying that, for everyone else who is struggling a little bit, hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into how it all works around the circuit. This is a 157.3, I think, or 156.3 around Monza. So very shoddy, but it will give you an idea. So without further ado, let's get it cracking. So we're obviously down the front straightaway here, obviously smashing it at the top of 5th. You shift it into 6th if you wish, and you get to a top speed here, and you brake just at the 150 mark. You will see that I'm already on the brakes coming in, keeping the car pointed nice and straight as we come into turns 1 and 2, which is major carnage coming up I have a fear of. But you will see here we downshift from 4th to 3rd to 2nd to 1st, and then right at this point I'm starting to turn in, and you can see where we are in relativity to the apex already of the curb. Now you'll watch as I go through here that I will try to stick as close to the right hand side in between turn 1 and 2 to maximise my exit around onto the second straight of Monza effectively. So we'll watch that right now. So we'll come straight in here, and you'll see I'm pointed right there, and right as I'm literally turned straight, I will flick the car with the rear, and I flick it in, and now you can see where my steering angle is straight away, that I am now pointed right into the second phase of turn 1 and 2, and you will see here on the exit just what happens once I get on the power here. So we'll go through that, and you can see I've just got the apex, a little bit of oversteer correction, but now in relativity to where the car is pointing, I'm already coming out of the corner here, and straight away I use all the exit I can. Now this is a really big time advantage gainer around here. You can gain about a tenth if you hug the inside of turn 3, and you just maximise the car with using all the revs possible and get right on that inside. This is the heavy braking section. Now you can see here we're coming up, and I will brake right there just as we flick under the Cuneo Simulazione overpass, and I'm in 5th gear, top of 230-ish Ks by the time we get there, and I'm braking hard already. So we shift it down 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and right there I'm already pointed in. So you can see where the car is relative to the actual to the rest of the corner, and I'm already trying to get the car turned in here, which means I'm trying to get towards the outside of, or the left-hand side of the middle section between the chicane, so I can get the exit pointed in. I might even turn my pedals on here so you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm on the brakes, and we're coming in through here. We'll play it at slow motion just so you see what's going on. So turn the car in, and then basically just nudge the inside of that curb, and you can see already here that I'm now basically pointed straight already for the next section, and that I'm going to hit that apex right where that curb is, where the extra sausage curbing is there, and I'm already on the power already. So I'm halfway through the turn, I'm already on the power using the rear end to step that out. And you will see here in full motion that this is what happens once you exit and get a really good run. You use all the track as possible. Don't get onto the sand, because you'll wash off 3 or 10ths by the time you get to the next turn if you do so. So here we go. Already turning, and now I've already got the wheel turned and pointed on exit. You can see the big pace advantage there. Now this is the next braking zone. Brake heavily from top of 3rd gear, and you try to get the car into the curb, I would say halfway through around this section, and then by the time you do that, you will find that you will be able to maximize the exit in between here. So it's very important to get that car pointed in and stable as you round this turn. It's one of those things where you literally have to be on point the whole time to do so. So we'll cross through here, and you can see I'm in there, I'm already on the brakes, and now that is my apex. My apex is just before that little red marker on the side of the Armco there, and literally that is where your eyes should be looking. Your eyes should be looking to point towards that, and that is where the car will go if you are steering. Your eyes should not be looking straight ahead. They should be looking internally and making sure that they're there. So by the time we exit here, you'll watch on this one. I actually run wide here, but that's because I've got on the power a bit too early and I've understeered wide. But nonetheless, that's where the ideal line should be. So here we go. You can see here I'm still full lock and I'm on the AstroTurf, and that didn't lose me any time from my previous lap, but it's not the ideal place to go. So if you can keep as much off the AstroTurf as possible, that is ideal too. Slap it into third, and then you're at the top of third here. I don't shift into fourth. Maybe you want to as well, but don't shift into fourth. Heavy braking zone here and get the car pointed. And this is also a very important momentum corner. So we'll find out in 2 seconds. You'll see what I mean. So into third, run just into the grading of that curb. You can see that the curbing there has actually dipped in, and you can grip the car tyre into that, which actually pulls you in further to the right-hand side. So it's really cool stuff. If you can get this right, you won't wash too wide on the exit here. And that is the ideal line that you want to take on that, because you are pointed straight early, and you are now using all the maximising of the momentum, and the car wheel is not pointed anywhere other than the direction you need to go. Heavy braking here, I brake just before the overpass there. You can see from fifth gear. Keep the car wide. Use all the curb here. See how I've even nudged it wider there. I'm actually, if we have a look on the outside, you can see that, we'll go to a swingman cam. You can see where I am here. So if we go here to slow motion, I'm heavy on the brakes, and now I'm starting to turn the car in. I'm fading off the brake pedal. I'm still on it, but see how the car has slid? It is now sliding, and I'm now on the power just to get the car pointed in on the apex. I could go further into the left, to be honest, because this is not the ideal line through here, but still, I didn't wash off too much speed. Get the car pointed in here to the next bit, and we'll get back on board, because this is a very important section of the track. If you can nail this section here, you've found yourself another 2/10 or so. Keep the car pointed and turn to the left and the right as you flick through here, and then another quick flick over that curbing there, and keep the car pointed as far out and use all the track that you possibly can, because there's no track cut if your car is not over the white lines there. So we're coming up to the final section of the track. This is where I really stuffed it up, but somehow got a really quick sector time. Heavy braking from basically top gear, on fifth gear, all the way down into fourth, and then hit third there. And I'm already turning the car in here, which is good, and get the car pointed in. You can see how I turned in aggressively because the rear wasn't stepping where I needed it to be under braking, but that flicked the car sideways, and you'll watch here on the exit that I'm basically sideways all the way around here, but watch the pedal markings there on the right hand side, and it will basically show you that I am just powering out of this to keep the momentum going, but it somehow worked. This is the maximum slip angle you can achieve, I reckon, in a Porsche. So here we go. Full beans on the outside, and gathered it up nicely there. Don't run onto this AstroTurf here on the green stuff, because that actually will slow you down, believe it or not. It's just part of the track mod. So keep it on the black stuff through here. Run the car as wide as you can, and then I cut back in here. This is also another little hack. You can cut back right into the middle of the barrier here and just cross that white line, because that is the maximum speed and the least distance towards the start-finish straight if you are looking to gain momentum. And that there, as you can see, is a lap. But what we'll do is I will play this fully for you in full motion so you can see what I'm doing, and we'll commentate as we go. So start the lap again. Here we are in fifth gear, revving it all the way to 8,800 RPM or whatever it is that we shift into, 8,900, nearly 9K. Brake just before the 150 board, shift it down into second, into first, get the car pointed in, hug the right-hand side, turn it into the left, get on the power and power out of this corner as much as you can without washing the car too wide. As I said before, stick to the inside here. The least distance around this part of the circuit is going to gain you time. If you wash wide, you will be losing about 2/10 by the time you come around here. Hug the inside. Heavy braking zone coming up here as well. Just at the Kunos overpass, we brake down into second gear from fifth. Get the car tipped in early, pointed to the right as well, and then maximise the exit there. It's really, really good to do if you can get that all working very, very well. As I ran wide here, get the car pointed in, and apex at that orange sign on the Armco. Come through, run wide there a little bit. Heavy braking again into third. Get the car using that little grate on the inside of the curb. It'll pull you closer in, which means you can get on the throttle earlier, as you saw there. If you watch it back, you'll see that I was on the throttle very early. Into fifth gear again. Another heavy braking zone, but the weight shift and momentum of the car is very important. The inertia is very important here to get it through very, very quickly. So I've overcooked that a little bit there. off the throttle there a little bit, which is not ideal. You should be just coasting through there, but then full beans all the way on the exit. And this will then be the final section of the track, and we'll see this slide coming down the back straight in full motion just to see how you can survive something like that if you catch it early enough. Heavy braking from 5th down to 4th into 3rd. Wasn't coming in, on the brake pedal again, and then straight on the power out of that as much as I can. If I ran a bit wider there without the slide, I would have gained momentum. That's why my top speed was only about 258 k's on this lap. There is about another half a second in it for sure, but in saying that, that is a lap around Monza, and I hope that little track guide has given you something to go between now and Wednesday night. But we'll aim to do this for a couple of more sessions, and then for the V8s later on in the season too. We'll hopefully nut them out, so before every round they're going to be there. But nonetheless, that's Monza in a Porsche Carrera Cup car. Hopefully it helped. Look forward to hearing your responses on the Discord. Cheers, boyos.